Welcome, fellow gamers, to the Spell Tap Gaming Podcast, your destination for all things video games. I'm your host, Ryan Goto, and with me is my guest, Christopher Gannon. We're here to bring you the latest news, reviews, and in-depth discussions on your favorite video games, consoles, and everything in between. From indie gems to AAA blockbusters, we've got you covered. So grab your controllers, strap on your headsets, and let's dive into the digital world of gaming. All right, how's it going, Chris?
Good. Yourself?
I'm great. I'm wonderful. This is the very first Spell Tap Gaming Podcast. Thanks for being on our show.
Absolutely.
Cool. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, what kind of games you like to play? What's on your gaming console these days?
Well, I've been playing video games since I was about 5 years old. The first time I ever saw a video game, I walked into a friend's house, and on the television they had Yoshi's Island playing. And I'm like, what is this? And they're like, oh, we're playing Nintendo. And I instantly fell in love. So over the years, I've played every single system. There isn't a system that I haven't played. As of now, very big into VR. I've got an Xbox Series S. I got a Switch. Everything under the sun. Only thing I don't have right now is a PS5, and I'm hoping to get one of those soon. But mainly now, what I'm playing is playing the new WWE game. That's pretty awesome. Well, recently just started running through the Metal Gear Solid series again. I have to play those every couple of years just because they're that good. So,
oh yeah,
that's basically what I'm doing right now.
Dude, do you think there's ever going to be a Metal Gear Solid movie?
I feel like if they were to make one of those, I don't think I would see it in the theaters. I'd probably wait till it comes out because video game movies are very hard to make. Very hard.
Speaking of video game movies, one of our topics today is the Mario movie. Have you seen it?
Yes.
What do you think, man?
I loved it.
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Dude, I think everyone was hating on Chris Pratt a little bit. But
they did the accents on the commercial, and then they reiterated on why they don't speak that way, and that's what kind of led into it. And I was like, oh, that's great. But
okay.
my only gripe about the film is I feel like the pacing was slightly off. Not too much, but just very slightly.
Do you think it was like too fast or too slow, or
I feel like it was a little too fast.
Yeah, it was a short movie. I don't remember what the runtime was, but it was pretty quick. But I feel like a short movie was probably good because I don't know how you would drag that on.
Yeah, and it's doing so well at the box office.
Oh, it's smashing right now. Smashing.
Yeah, killing it,
dude. Now I can't unhear Seth Rogen's laugh as Donkey Kong. Every time I see Donkey Kong, I'm gonna think of Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I knew
gasping for air.
Dude, that guy's laugh just drives me insane, man.
Yeah,
every time. It's like that.
Yeah. That like the Mario Kart scenes. If that's not your favorite scene in that movie, then. I want to know what it is and what your favorite scene is.
Well, I really did enjoy Bowser's scenes. The piano scene. The piano scene was money, and then like all of the ways he was like jealous of Mario and everything.
Right.
It's like, oh, Mario just did this. It's nice. Like, oh, was she impressed by him?
Yeah, dude. I thought the casting was pretty spot on.
It was.
Charlie Day as Luigi, that was on point. I thought they did
I agree.
a good job. People were hating on it so much, and now look at it. They're running to the bank.
So now that it's doing so well at the box office, we're gonna get a sequel. Absolutely gonna get a sequel. What I would love to see is a Luigi's Mansion movie.
A Luigi's Mansion movie. There's going to be so many spin-offs of this.
I feel like they're
movie.
going to just Avenger the shit out of it and like.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be so many. I'm just waiting for the. I hope the sequel is going to have Yoshi in it because Yoshi is my favorite character. Did
you not stay for the end credits?
No, I didn't. Was that in the end
Ah.
credits?
You fool.
Oh, shit.
Now you have to go see it again.
No way.
Yeah.
God damn it. I'm pissed off that I didn't stay, but I was like, there's so many goddamn kids in that fucking movie. I swear to God, there was like the most caffeinated, sugared out kids I've ever seen in one place.
Just a bunch of kids with a bunch of junk food.
Oh my God. The kid sitting next to me was literally rocking back and forth in his seat the whole time. And
I didn't have that experience.
And like next to I saw the movie with my girlfriend. Next to her, there was some kid just choking out like a doll, like choking it out. I'm like, whoa. We're about to have an issue in the theater right now.
Did you go opening night?
We did.
Oh, see, that's the problem, dude. I waited at least 2 weeks.
I couldn't wait. I was so stoked.
I know. I wanted to go really bad. I wanted to get the the popcorn tin, the question block popcorn tin.
Oh, you get stuff like that? I didn't even see that.
Oh yeah. We go to AMC, so we went like 2 weeks later, and then I asked, I was like, hey, do you guys have this? They're like, no, we're sold out. And my wife was like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I was like, oh no, it's fine. But in my heart, I'm like, damn it.
Oh man, yeah. Having one of those blocks as a popcorn holder would be pretty dope.
Yeah, dude. Lie. I mean, I've already got this little guy down here, but the popcorn tin would have been cool.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I loved it. The kids were kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Not my cup of tea.
Rightfully so, though.
Yeah. I swear to God, every kid was like, Luigi's Mansion! Like, just screaming. Like, I mean, just like fucking every character that came out that just like, you know, entered the scene, like just somebody just like yelling some kind of like video game reference, which is like cool because I loved how they were like super into the movie. But at the same time, I was just like, man, like
they were killing your experience.
I kind of wish this movie just came out on streaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you go see the Pokemon movies when you were younger?
Of course,
so
man.
You know we were like that. So that's I'm pretty sure we pissed off some adults.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. I in the Pokemon movies. Even the Detective Pikachu one that just came out, it was like kind of the same thing with like Mario.
I never saw Detective Pikachu.
It's all right. I didn't hate it.
I didn't watch it because I didn't like Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu.
Really?
Well, I haven't seen it, so
okay.
I just went in with, or I didn't go into it with like, what am I trying to say here? Any hopes or anything? So I just kind of was like, well, I don't really like that choice, so I'm gonna boycott it or not see it.
What would you rate that movie out of 5? Give us a 1 out of 5. So.
Give it a solid 4. But the main reason is it is a true like coming of age hero's journey, and there's none of that Hollywood woke junk in it.
Yeah, I heard Nintendo was really reluctant to have Mario actually have a backstory.
Yeah, but it worked. It worked so well.
Yeah, they did a great job. Job. I don't know who the writers were, but producers.
Well, it's because like did. You know, we only know he's a plumber from Brooklyn, right? And okay, but like, who are his parents? Who are, you know, like, and they set it all up perfectly.
Yeah, for me, I give it a 4 because you know, they hit all the spots. I feel like I just feel like the ending of the movie was kind of flat.
And of course that Charles Martinet cameo.
Yeah, wait, he had a cameo?
Yeah, he was after they did the commercial or whatever. He's like, "Do you think we did a little too much for the accents?" And he's like, "No, it's a perfect."
Oh, that was him.
Yeah,
yeah, I remember that. I forgot.
Yeah, he was the original Jumpman.
Cool. Yeah. So, I highly recommend the movie if you guys haven't seen it yet. I would take your kids, pump them up full of caffeine and sugar, and let them scream at this movie for an hour and 20 minutes.
I recommend the cookie dough bites.
Don't forget those cookie dough bites. All right, cool, man. So, all right, next thing. So we're gonna talk about Dead Island 2. It's coming out this week. What have you played the first Dead Island, first of all?
I played a little bit with a friend. This was years ago when I was still in Japan. It's whatever, man. You know, I was a Dead Rising guy. I wasn't a Dead Island guy.
Let me see what year that game first came out real fast.
Dead Island?
Yeah, the first Dead Island.
2010 or 11, I think. Or maybe even 12.
Dead Island. Okay, so first Dead Island 2011. Yeah, okay. And then Dead Island Riptide 2013. And then there was Escape Dead Island. That's in 2014, but I didn't even know that game came out.
So Dead Island 2 was actually supposed to come out in like 2015 or 16.
Really?
Yeah, so they had released this really awesome trailer of this guy running down like Venice Beach, and he's got his iPods and everything, and it's playing this song called "The Bomb" by Pigeon John, and he's just jogging down the street, and he covers up a little bite on his wrist with his sweatband. And as he's running, he's like, waving to everybody. But as he keeps running, he's slowly transitioning into a zombie. It is the coolest trailer ever. And then all of a sudden it got scrapped. And now we're hearing about it again.
Wow. That trailer came out how many years ago?
Like 2015 or 2016. It was
I think I remember seeing that.
It looked so cool, man.
Wow, it took him so long, and I guess there's just like, I don't know, I feel like there's so many zombie games.
There is.
I didn't really, what was it? Was it Dead by, no, it's not Dead by
Dying Light?
Dying Light, yeah. I never played Dying Light. I heard it was fun, but...
I played the first one. What I liked about it was, I don't know if they brought it back in the second one, because I never played the second one, but they had this thing where you would go from day to night, and at nighttime other players could jump in and be like some type of super tyrant, or like the tank from Left 4 Dead, and they could track you down and try to kill you. And it was pretty cool. But needless to say, it's like Dead Island 2, aside from what I've seen, I've played this game before.
I heard like the melee mechanics were pretty good in those games, but I heard there's no guns.
But no, I saw there's guns.
Oh, okay.
But it's like how many times can you do melee stuff without it becoming repetitive? I guess it just definitely it's whatever floats your boat. Like I said, I'm a Dead Rising guy. I love the third person zombie genre. That was awesome. There's hundreds of zombies.
Have you heard that Redfall is 30 frames per second on release? Redfall is the new Bethesda game, Xbox exclusive, Game Pass day one, 30 frames per second at launch. They said they're gonna add a 60 frame performance mode later. Do you think they should delay it?
Yes.
Or what? How do you feel about it?
Well, okay, so here's the thing, right? They're putting it out on Game Pass, which is okay. So they're basically throwing out an early access game for everybody to play, and then they're going to add all this stuff later. Now, what bothers me, and Bethesda has done this before, is they'll make you pay for a game, and then it comes with all this other junk, all these bugs, and then they have to throw in updates to fix it. I miss the old days, man, where when you got a game, that's what you got. Like, the game was set in stone, so it had to be made good. Nowadays, they don't have to do that anymore. They can just throw a game out there, and then they let the community test it, and then they just fix those bugs as they go.
I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I thought Bethesda, so this is making me really nervous for Starfield. Really nervous. Because I thought Bethesda was going to be good in Microsoft's hands. I thought Microsoft was not going to be pressuring the developers to kind of like release games like ahead of time, At this point, delay the game. Just delay the game. I'm not gonna play a 30 FPS game. If it's on Game Pass, you know, that's fine. But honestly, it really killed my hype. It killed my hype for this game. It's multiplayer, so I get it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But fucking Battlefield 2042 has 128 players in that game, and with vehicles and everything. And it's not a solid 60, but at least it's trying.
That game's had a lot of issues though too.
Right now, 2042, Battlefield 2042 is my most played game. I think I spend most time in that game right now.
It got off to a rocky start, but it's pretty solid now.
Dude, the stuff they did to that game, like they made it so much better. It's so smooth. It's so much smoother now, and the gameplay is just better. They brought the classes back and everything. So
what's your class?
Yeah, because they just had specialists.
What class do you run?
Oh, it depends. I do. I mostly support. I throw down ammo. You know what I mean?
I do medic.
Medic is essential.
I know.
If you're a good medic, dude, you're gonna be at the top of the ranking.
Yeah, I'll not really. It's like, you know, when you run into like specific choke points or whatever, and everybody's just getting killed. It was like when I was playing Battlefield 4, guys would be like running up the stairs and they would get shot down, and I would just be crouched there like paddling them the whole time. So I'm just getting mad points.
I still hate it when I get killed and people teabag me. I don't know why. It's just like it cuts to the
disrespectful.
Heart. It cuts to the heart for some reason. It just like gets to me. You know what I mean?
It's disrespectful. Yeah, I get it. You never played Gears of War, did you?
I played a little bit of the multiplayer. I played the campaigns.
The ultimate disrespect on there, though, is people would pick you up because they could use you as a shield.
Yeah.
And then they'd move up to the wall, and it would look like they're kind of ass ramming you. And then they would snap your neck.
I totally did that. I was one of those people. But yeah, anyway, like Redfall, 30 frames per second, no bueno.
Yeah, get lost.
No, yeah, kick rocks, dude. Come on. It makes me nervous for Starfield. But anyway, man, I think that's pretty much all the time we have. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Absolutely, anytime.
And I had a great time, dude. So let's do more of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, here we go. And that's a wrap for today's episode of the Spell Tap Gaming Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us on this epic gaming journey. We hope you enjoyed our insights and maybe even discovered a new game or two to add to your ever-growing collection. If you want to stay in the loop with all things Spell Tap Gaming, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on your favorite podcast platform. If you have a moment, we'd really appreciate it if you could leave us a rating and review. And until next time, keep leveling up. And remember, in the world of video games, the possibilities are endless. Game on.